Hello, it's Diana Marchand, founder of Raw Foods Made Simple, and I make healthy eating simple for busy women so they can live a life of vibrant health and energy. Now today in this video, it is How To Thursday, and I'm going to make something baked. Not everybody has a dehydrator. So what we are making are some crackers, and I've started it already. You're going to get this recipe for sure. So I soaked some of the ingredients and they're just sitting in here. It's kind of like all gelled together now. Why? Because it had ground flax in it and ground chia seeds, and chia seeds really need to absorb the water, right? The liquid. So in this I have a little bit of an oat mix. I have a ancient grain mix with spelt, oat, and emmer, it's called, an ancient grain. And that's what's in it so far. And then sunflower seeds, psyllium husk, ground chia. You just grind it in a coffee grinder, or if you have a NutriBullet or Magic Bullet, grind it up. I only use 1 tablespoon. We have salt, cinnamon, a little bit of stevia, vanilla, and some oil. Now you can use grapeseed oil or sunflower oil, something. And that is what is in here right now. And it's been soaking, maybe about 10-15 minutes, just so that it can really absorb the water. But not too long, it'll get mushy. So that is like that. Now we're going to add some other ingredients in it. And we are going to add 2 tablespoons of ground buckwheat. I ground this in my NutriBullet, so buckwheat oats, groats that you buy at a grocery store, and then just grind them up, and it makes the buckwheat flour. So yes, you can make your own buckwheat flour. So it's 2 tablespoons of that. Okay, and then we have 3 tablespoons of sprouted buckwheat. Now you don't have to use sprouted buckwheat. This happens to be dehydrated, so it's great because I can keep it in my fridge and I don't have to, it's just so fast and easy to use. But if you don't have sprouted buckwheat, just maybe add some more seeds or something to it. Or you could probably just leave it right out. Buckwheat, to sprout it, I have a video on YouTube, how to sprout buckwheat. You can, I'm sure there's others too, how to soak and sprout the buckwheat. Okay, and then we're also going to add 1 tablespoon of whole flax. So you're going to be like seedy crackers. Sesame seeds, these are sesame seeds, so I have 1 tablespoon sesame seeds. Another tablespoon of whole oats. And then some coconut sugar. That's what I'm using today for a sweetener. Now, I'm sure you can use more stevia if you want. You can use maple syrup, whatever. I just had coconut sugar, so I think it was about 2 tablespoons here. Yeah. Using coconut sugar. And you can use less if you want, if you don't want as much. It is up to you. That's not going to affect the crackers so much. Just a little bit of sugar, I'll tell you. Now, it's really thick. So what we're going to do is you will see it's really thick and dry. Now you're going to spread it on parchment paper and put it in the oven to bake. So how much water? Well, that depends. Now what I've done is I've cut parchment paper to fit in my cookie sheet. But I'm going to put it on a big cutting board I have, because this is how you're going to spread it, okay? On some flat surface. Now I'm going to add another couple tablespoons of water, stir it, and see what it's going to be like. So that's how you're going to do it. Add a couple tablespoons at a time, or 1 tablespoon of water at a time. Stir, because you don't want it super runny, right? But you need it. You need it thin enough so that you can stir it, right? I mean, you can spread it, sorry. You can spread it. Now, I've made this recipe a few times. Sometimes it turns out, sometimes it doesn't. That's why this is kind of a smaller batch, but it actually ends up quite big. You'd be surprised. Even though it seems like the measurements are really small. So that is 4 tablespoons altogether that I've added so far to this. And it seems pretty good, pretty close. Okay, I added another tablespoon of water, so that was 5. And it is still very thick, but we're going to try to spread it, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit on here, not all of it, because I'm going to see how it spreads, because I may need to add some more water, okay? So I want you to get a bowl or something with water in it, a glass, and dip your spatula in it, and this will just help so it doesn't stick to the batter, so it's easier to spread for you. spreading pretty good. Ta-da. Now you will see, even though the measurements are really small, the ingredients that you used, you will actually end up making a big cookie sheet full of crackers. So it's pretty good. And try this small batch first, because you don't, like I said, I've made them a couple times and they haven't turned out. So it's like you really got to try. If it turns out, once you really get the hang of it, then you can start making bigger batches, right? But you don't want to waste. This morning, actually, I was making something for you guys, trying something new, totally new, and it didn't turn out at all, so I wasted all the ingredients, but thank goodness I just made a small batch of something, so that really helps. Now these crackers, of course, you know the crackers at a grocery store and all over have so many preservatives and junk in them, and they're made with really cheap ingredients. And these crackers are made with really healthy, nutrient-dense, high-fiber nutrients. And so that is what you want to get. I mean, it's okay that they're baked. It's totally fine, because they're just going to be a nice, crunchy snack that you can have with you. So that is what it's all about, is getting healthier and healthier things into your body and getting rid of some of the things that are not so healthy for us anymore. Maybe things that we love, like crackers, because I am a cracker lover. I love crackers. I love crunchy things, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm not going to spend forever while on this video. Just going to get some space here. Now these crackers, we're not going to shrink, so they're just going to bake. So you want them about as thick as you want them when they're baked, right? So that's what I want you to pay attention to. Now if your crackers are too thick, then they're just going to be kind of chewy and not that light and crispiness. But if they're too thin, of course, they're going to break apart when you pick them up. So this is also why it's good to make this make a small batch at first, because you want to see about how thick you like these. And I like to square off the edges really nice, and that's going to take me some time, but that is up to you. So I'm just going to show you kind of how I spread it. You can see it's quite thin. It's probably a good cracker consistency. And you want to make sure it's nice and even, and then I like to just square the corners. And you're going to cook it for a while, and you can, when it comes out of the oven, when you take it out of the oven, you're going to see that it's browner on the outside. So what you're going to do is you might have to, you're going to score it into shapes, and it'll be soft, okay? So it's going to be soft. It'll harden as it dries. So you're going to score off pieces that are done, the browner edges, and take those off, put them on a cookie sheet or something. I mean, put them on a cutting board, and then put back in the middle part that's not as cooked. So you're going to keep doing that until all the pieces of crackers are cooked. So that's what takes a little tiny bit of time, because the middle does not cook as fast as the edges. So I don't cut it or score it into shapes until I take it out of the oven and parts of it are cooked. Cut it when it's warmer, cuts no problem. Take away the pieces that are cooked already, put back in the pieces that still haven't cooked. Now you see what you do with this, you just lift it and put it, or slide it onto your cookie sheet like this. And that's how you put it in the oven. And when you go to cut it or take any pieces off, you slide it back onto your cookie sheet or counter, and then you can cut it much easier than with the edges, okay? So there are the crackers. I will give you guys a picture too, so I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any questions about them, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what else you'd like to see on How To Thursday. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on my blog, rawfoodsmadesimple.com, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.